Alright, so this is probably going to be the first video that I have for Tully's Trucking. I'm trying to work some of this stuff out, make sure everything's going good. You might hear the navigational system go off as it's telling us where we need to go to. I'm currently in Winchester, heading towards Louisville, Tennessee. I think I've cried most of the tears that I could cry leaving. So I think my emotions are about even. With them being even, I think I can probably do this video. So first off, this is supposed to be for family and friends, but if someone is seeing this that does not know me, my name is Mark. My nickname I've been given years ago was Tully, so you'll see it called Tully Trucking, just kind of going over me, what I'm doing, and my life as I start this new adventure. I'm sure it's going to be a complete adventure as a truck driver. So, first thing I want to say is, this is not possible without support, family and friends, and especially my loved ones, close-knit family. Over the years, I've done a lot of sacrificing, I guess. When I was a little younger, and Ryan, my son, was younger, I took a lot of off shifts. Not day shift hour factory jobs and such. Most of that was due to it was paying more money, which we needed. It also opened up a lot of better jobs as you would get on an off shift and work your way to a day shift. And I thought that was the way to go most of the time. But with that, I had to take a lot of sacrifices. So I would trade being to some of his activities, graduations, ball games, stuff like that, for the money. And then, over the years, I've had the opportunity to, work in positions where I could, like when he was in Boy Scouts. I was Boy Scout leader, so I actually got to spend some time with him that way. I was a baseball coach some too, so I did try to incorporate a lot of stuff there. But my point being, I made a lot of sacrifices at that point. It was easy to make those, probably too easy, to be honest with you, but it was easy to make those sacrifices because I had a good support system around me. And my wife Stephanie, I'm not going to get emotional, is just a wonderful, wonderful person. But I knew in my heart that she could raise him and do a good job. And did she ever? She did a wonderful job. But time comes again when I've got to make sacrifices. And I've been told, don't go into trucking unless you really want to do it. Well, we're going to test that theory because I don't really want to do this. But I don't want to have to choose between getting the medicine that we need and food on the table anymore. And where I'm from, there's not a lot of opportunity to do that. So you have to kind of take advantage of what you've been given. And trucking seems to be one of the better ways for me to do that at the moment. So we're going to do this sacrifice.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Kentucky 627 South.
So we're going to we're going to do this trucking thing, and we're going to be fully dedicated to doing it because it is going to take care of my family. It is going to put the food on the table, the medicine in our bodies.
Take the next right onto Kentucky 627 South.
And it's going to allow us to save up for a home. And, we're not going to get rich. I'm way too old in life to feel like
Continue on Kentucky 627 South for 12 miles.
Feel like I'm going to get rich, right? I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to live in a mansion. Some things you can give up on. As you were growing up, you would say, well, you know what, I'm gonna get a job paying this, blah blah blah. You still had hope that one day all these things were going to be possible. As you get older, you start checking stuff off. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. I'll never drive a Porsche, and I'm never going to live in a mansion. So you guys can chalk that up to reality. But we're going to enjoy life, and this is the means to do that. So, for me, I'm going into this as a sacrifice. I hope I can enjoy it while I'm doing it. I hope that throughout this, I make a lot of memories, meet a lot of interesting people, get well-rounded. Here's to God. I want to stay close to God, which is going to be a challenge, but we're up for that one because we've been praying and talking about it a lot. So I don't know. I've got family and back home that is just a really good support system. Thank you all for that. I also have I got a job lined up after truck driving school. I'm heading to Tennessee Truck Driving School in Tennessee. It's in Louisville, Tennessee. Supposed to be a good school. So hey, I'm looking forward to that. And then from there, I've got a pre-hire with Stevens Transport. I've heard a lot of different things about Stevens. I heard the pay's low. I've heard some of their trainers are jokes, but there's a lot of positives about Stevens that I've heard too. I heard their training is really good. I heard their trainers are not good, but the training program they put you through is good. The biggest, asset or incentive for me to pick Stevens is just a 6-month commitment. And the way we do that is Stevens is only paying half of the truck driving school. I'm paying for the other half through payroll deductions. That means that my commitment to them is not as long as a company that would make a full commitment. So in 6 months, I should have my commitment with Stevens done. And at that point, I can start looking for something where I can be home more often. Stevens has regional runs, so it might be that I do that through Stevens. We're just going to wait and see. I've always been a person that listens to what people say, but I always kind of want to evaluate it myself because I don't know what some people might not like about Stevens. It might not be an issue to me. So we'll take that for what it is. Great people from what I've worked with so far, except for today. Now, I'm not really sure who to put this responsibility on, but I'm driving towards Tennessee as we speak, and truth be known, I still don't know where I'm staying tonight. They mentioned a La Quinta Inn. They didn't tell me the exact one. I did some, cold calls this morning, trying to call up some Quinta Inns down there to see if I was registered. I'm not registered at any of them that's close by. Registration, supposedly check-in registration is supposed to be between 6 and 7 tonight. I thought they would have me pre-registered, but either way, I talked to one of the hotels that deal with Tennessee Truck Driving School often, so I know which one that is. So my game plan right now is to go there, be there between 6 and 7. Either I can register and get a room, or if that's still a bust and I still can't get a hold of anybody, then, I'm driving a Mariner. So at that point, I'm just going to drop the seats down and use my sleeping bag and sleep in this tonight. My wife's a little concerned about that, Steph. Love you. She thinks that's a bad idea, but at the same time, it's better than going camping when you sleep on the ground. So I think one night that wouldn't be a big issue, and if I end up doing that the whole time, there's worse things to have to do, I guess. It's not necessarily my favorite thought. It's not something I would voluntarily do. But I figure somebody probably just went home on Friday and didn't click a button, or didn't call me. They were supposed to call Friday and they didn't. So it could very well be, I got overlooked for whatever reason. People get busy. I'm not upset about it. And, I'm not in the system tonight. I have a feeling when I go check in at 8 o'clock in the morning to the truck driving school, worst case, I kind of mention it to somebody and they kind of go, oh, well, let us take care of that for you. Hopefully. So I think worst case, I might have to sleep in here one night. But all rags to riches stories got to have the rags part, right? He started out sleeping in his vehicle, and now look at him as he's in this brand new Kenworth, driving Stevens, making money, going home to a beautiful wife and lovely house. So that's how the story starts, maybe. I'm okay with that. I mean, life throws you things. You just got to roll with the punches. Not necessarily concerned about that so much. So, I'm going to try to do these videos often and upload them to friends and family. If it's too long or whatever and it won't go through social media like I want it to, I'll probably just set up a YouTube page and let people see these and view them that way. But it'll probably be under Tully Trucking, because I just think that's kind of a cool name to go with. I don't know. If I get to choose a CB name, it'll be Tully. But anywho, that's how I feel. I feel like it's the start, it's the beginning of something that, it is what it is. We are who we are. I don't know if I'll ever watch these because I don't necessarily think I'm a good-looking guy. I don't necessarily think that my mannerisms and accent, I don't like the way I talk, I don't like the way I look. So, these are for people back home. You guys know me, you have to see this all the time, so it should be normal to you. But I want to give a shout out to everybody. My son Ryan, love you. His girlfriend Des, you're wonderful. My lovely wife, I love you, Stephanie, I really do. My brother Wayne, you're one of a kind, man. And Brenda, you've been very supportive in helping Stephanie, and I appreciate that. I got Linda and Kevin there. Appreciate you all for all that you've done for us as a family, what you've done for me individually. But I think I'm going to sign off now and continue this trek. Probably keep you updated as I go about how to, about how it's going with the hotel and that kind of thing. But just to let you know, love you all, and until next time, bye-bye.